Hey guys, it's the Topaz Truckette, and I am making my first video so I can let you know about my experience so far with US Xpress. I am currently at the Quality Inn in Springfield, Ohio, which is my home terminal. It's also where I had orientation, and I am waiting to be upgraded, but it's Labor Day weekend, so I'm kind of just chilling here. The Quality Inn does not live up to its name. They have a nice pool and hot tub. They have arcade games set up, but the arcade games don't always work, and sometimes they just steal your money, which I learned the hard way. They do have a bar and restaurant. It's called Crazy Joe's. It's really just depressing. There's never anybody in there. It's always really dark and dead. They do have trucker specials, so if you're desperate, you can get food there, but really you're just gonna be wasting your money because you're not gonna want to eat it. It's kind of disgusting. But this is where you'll be staying for free, so I guess you can't complain too much. But this is where you'll be staying if you're a driver whose truck is in the shop and you're in Springfield. Well, yeah, all this is if you're in Springfield. If you are a trainee waiting for your trainer, or if you are going to orientation, this is where they'll put you up. Orientation is 3 days. Well, you get paid for 3 days, but it's really only 2 days, because the third day all you do is just sit around and wait to get hired, because you're waiting for your background check to come back or your drug test. The first day is filled with physicals, road tests, and just all the normal paperwork of getting hired. The physicals, even if you have a medical card, you basically have to do one. I think there's a certain way that you can get an exception, but most of the time the people don't fill out the card right. I don't really remember. I think yeah, I don't know. You'll just have to figure that one out. But you do take a drug test, and then you will do a road test, which is, it's really nothing to worry about. I was a little nervous because I got my CDL through Napier Truck Driving School, so I'd only actually driven for about 10 hours before I came here. But yeah, you do a pre-trip. You drive around for a little bit. They take 2 students out at a time, so you'll drive for a bit, and then the other student will switch spots with you and they'll drive, and then you do some backing. But it's really simple, and the people that do the road tests are usually other drivers that are really nice. So yeah, that's day 1. Day 2, you're gonna watch a lot of videos. They'll have a mechanic come in and talk to you. They'll teach you a little bit about the driver tech, which the driver tech is horrible. Everything you've heard is right. The navigation goes out, it just stops working, the satellite doesn't connect, it'll magically erase messages that you didn't erase. It's really bad. What am I talking about? Okay. Then when you get hired, you will get matched up with a trainer. They told me that there are only 10 females out of however many hundreds of trainers that they have right now. So I had to wait for about 2 weeks for a trainer. And I thought that guys would get trainers a lot faster, but my boyfriend, who I'm going to be teaming with, he actually didn't even get his trainer until a week after me. So I'm not quite sure what the holdup is with the trainers, but you might be waiting for 2 to 3 weeks, so make sure that you have enough money to do that, because after the first few days, like if you come on a Monday for orientation, they'll send you home on that Friday if you're still not matched up with a trainer, and you don't get paid for being home. You get paid when you're at the terminal, you get layover pay, but if you go home, you don't get anything. So make sure that you have enough money to cover that. After you start training, you get $70 for every day that you're on the truck. I thought that it was just if you drive, but I was told by my training coordinator, who, don't even get me started on her, but yes, you get paid $70 a day for every day that you're there. So that's pretty nice. Even if you get stuck at a terminal waiting for an empty, which we did, or you get stuck for a check engine light that they could have fixed really easily, but they didn't, so they sent you to Peterbilt instead. yeah, you get paid the $70 no matter what. Let's see, what else? While I was out on the road, I had a really awesome trainer. The first night, we went directly to the shipper, even though it didn't deliver until 8 in the morning because it was just outside of Chicago, and we didn't think we'd make it. So we didn't have a bathroom. So something that you need to bring with you are wipes. That's just where I'm gonna leave it. Bring wipes. Also, for showers, I brought a shower hook, like one of those little like suction cup thingies, because with the public showers that you're using, they don't always have a place to store your stuff and put it up, and I didn't want to sit it on the floor because that's really disgusting. So I brought a hook, and I would just attach my bag via that. You also want to bring shower shoes because you don't want to walk barefoot on any of that. At the truck stops, you can get reward cards and you get free showers, and they clean the showers after each shower, but still, it's not something that you really want a chance. When you are doing laundry, the laundry supplies that you bring, try to bring like Tide Pods because they're small and compact, and you can just, because you're not going to have a lot of space, because the trainer's probably going to have most of their stuff everywhere, so you're going to be just given whatever space is left. So Tide Pods, it's a lot better than bringing like that whole thing of detergent with you. You got to think compact and make the most of your space. You should get a laundry bag. It's good for keeping your dirty clothes separate. What else? Oh, the rewards cards. You should get a rewards card at every gas station that you go to, because you'll stay the night at some stations even if the company doesn't use them to fill. Like US Xpress doesn't use Petro or TA. They usually use like Flying J's and Pilots. Or they don't use Loves either. But you want to get the cards for all those places because you want to rack up all the rewards points for like if you stay there and you buy like some water, or a lot of them have like fruit cups or vegetable cups. So if you get stuff there, then you get like, it's like a cent for every dollar at some places. And then when you fuel, even though you're not paying for the fuel at like Pilot and Flying J, when you swipe your loyalty card and then you fuel, you get a free shower. So that's really nice. Try to shower at odd times of the day because there's a lot of people that will like build up right around like 6 or 7. That's when most people, well, most solo drivers seem to stop and fill up the truck stops. My trainer had an actual like a guide that showed you all of the places, like each exit, like what kind of truck stop there was, and how big the lot was, what kind of amenities it had, whether you could do laundry, or if it had free Wi-Fi, like things like that. So it's really good to get, like, I guess it's called a parking guide, or it's one of the ones she had was called the next exit. She had multiples, but yeah, those are really good because that'll show you like if you are driving on your own and you're gonna run out of hours at some point, so you'll need to have a plan for where you're going to stop and stay. So it's good to just look in there and figure out where you're going to be. Let's see. You should bring earplugs. Earplugs, very good idea for when you're teaming, or if you get stuck at a truck stop by a reefer unit. It's so loud. Oh, and hope that you don't get stuck next to one of the cattle things. I don't know what they're called, a cattle hauler, but they smell so bad. And the trucks, the US Xpress trucks, they will not idle if it's 70 degrees or lower. So you're gonna sleep with the windows down, which brings me to my next point. Bring a fan, a mini fan, not a big one, but bring a fan, because it gets really stuffy up in the top bunk, and that's probably where you're gonna be because the trainer's gonna take the bigger one on the bottom. Yeah, you might want to bring like one of those sleep masks. For like me, when I did team with my trainer, I got stuck at night, driving at night, so I was sleeping during the day. I just used like one of my bandanas as a blindfold, but that would be really helpful. Just a couple more things and then I'll be done with the video. I know it's kind of thrown together. You want to have, well, maybe when you go out on your own, maybe not during training, but eventually you're going to want to get a GPS of your own. Definitely get one of the Rand McNally maps, because the navigation on the Drive Tech, it's not very reliable. it kind of messes up really often, and they do have a driver tech line where you can call and ask for a patch, and they're very quick about it, but they're only open until like Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 or something like that. They don't even answer their phones until maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock. So you gotta call and leave a message, and then eventually they'll send one. But yeah, you're gonna get stuck if you don't have some other way to find where you're going, which, I mean, it's just a good thing to carry a map with you anyway, to start getting used to looking that up and planning your trip. Food. Non-refrigerated items. If they have a fridge, which my trainer didn't, she just had a cooler, it's going to be filled with their stuff. So you want to bring like, I don't know, cherry tomatoes, things that are compact and that you don't need a lot of space to, compact, you don't need a lot of space to store, but also that don't need to be refrigerated. Granola bars are great, nut mixes are great, sunflower seeds. What else did I have? I had apples. You can bring like fruit like that, apples, oranges. You're eventually going to start really craving vegetables. So if you can bring some sort of vegetable, that would be great. You're just going to have to eat it really quick. But yeah, you definitely want to store up on things, because it's not like you're going to be able to stop at a restaurant. They don't bobtail here. I mean, they don't unhook and like go to a restaurant. Like once you're on break, you can't be driving these trucks. So you need to bring the stuff with you that you're gonna need, like water. My trainer always filled up at the water fountains, but I don't really trust truck stop water fountains. So she's kind of amazed at like how much water I bought and said I was wasting my money, but it's just disgusting. Like I don't really think they've cleaned those that well. Let's see. Gloves. You definitely want these at least for when you're fueling, because these trucks take DEF, and that stuff will like eat your skin. And the pumps, they suck. The DEF pumps, they're horrible. Like you pull it out and you have to yank it to be able to get it even over to the place where you fill it, and then there's just DEF just spilling out. And then it gets all over like where you screw in the little cap, and it turns white, and it's just, you don't want it on your skin, which is like one of the first things that my trainer told me, that you want to wear gloves when you do that, because you don't want to get that stuff on you, and if you do, you want to wash that off as quickly as possible. It's also good because you're pumping diesel and you don't want that on your hands. I use it when I am hooking up the trailers, because the dollies usually have a lot of rust, or they're because they're so old, sometimes the metal's kind of like warped, so it could cut you. My trainer actually got cut on a few dollies, so I just started wearing gloves because I didn't want to chance that. I don't want any of that. So yeah, use gloves. They have some at the US Xpress store. They're really nice, but they're like $25, so you might want to bring your own pair. Just a good pair of heavy-duty gloves. And I think the last thing that I have for now, because this is a really long rambling video, is be nice to as many people as you can, because you don't know when you're gonna need their help. Especially like when you're going to shippers, like you might need help finding an empty. So just be like super nice to these people. My trainer, oh my gosh, she was always, I could tell she didn't want to talk to some of these people, but she was always really nice to them, because she was always thinking ahead to, oh, I might get in a situation where I need them to tell me something or do something for me or help me out. So just be nice to, as nice as you can to as many people as you can. Even at US Xpress. I mean, obviously they're your employer, so you want to be nice to these people because maybe they'll help you out. But yeah, that's all I have for right now. I like their trucks. I was in an automatic. I like the Springfield terminal. I don't like all the terminals. Some of them are pretty janky. But yeah, I had a good time while I was training. It was a very pleasant experience, and I really can't wait to get upgraded and get my own truck. And then we'll see how it goes. So I hope you guys all have a great Labor Day weekend, or if you're watching this not on Labor Day weekend, I hope that you have a great week, and I will see you soon. Okay, thanks. Bye.